And many of you may have already seen this site before. This is my site, Quickstart Blueprint. And right in here is where I go through a lot of the basic kind of training that you're going to see or that you're going to need in order to be able to set up your ClickFunnels site. And so on the very first thing here, we just got getting started, and I built out what I call my Quickstart Blueprint. And what that is it shows people exactly, depending on how they set up their domain and depending on what kind of an account they had inside of ClickFunnels, how they could, which videos they should watch particularly in order to get the first couple steps set up, namely the domain and the SMTP. Now, with the big change that ClickFunnels did a few months ago now, I have to redo a lot of these videos because although the content is still really good, they don't quite mesh up exactly how they should. And so sometime over the next few weeks, I'm going to redo the videos, maybe just cut and paste some of the old ones and fix it up and then create a new blueprint. And probably going to be half as much information on here as there is now because they did away with Actionetics MD and they streamlined a couple of other things. And as I go through the training here, I'm going to show you that in my opinion, and it's not a humble one, it's one after having worked with well over 100 people on getting their domain set up, I have a very strong opinion on how you should do it, and you shouldn't do it any other way. So let's just quickly go back to the Quickstart Blueprint. So if you're interested in this training, just go here, quickstartblueprint.com, opt in, create a membership. All the training is free. And so you can go here into module 2 on custom domains. Module 3 is on SMTP and on. We got payment gateways, mobile optimization, order forms, all kinds of stuff inside of here. In the custom domains, what we're going to be talking about today is how to set up your domain if you're using just ClickFunnels. How do you set up your domain if you have an external domain provider? And then how do you set up your domain through Cloudflare, which again is my favorite way to do it. And then I had a video down here that I shot 6 months ago on how to set up your domain and your SMTP in only 9 clicks. And that's not available anymore because they did away with Actionetics. And that's, again, why you're going to find as we go through this, I don't like the idea of buying your domain through ClickFunnels anymore. If you had bought your domain through ClickFunnels and you did it through Actionetics MD, then you could do it in 9 clicks. Then it was worth buying it through ClickFunnels. Otherwise, there's absolutely no reason to get it through ClickFunnels. So let me see here. Oh, and if you come into this site and for some reason you don't see this top part, just log out and log back in. There's something wonky going on, and I'm completely rebuilding and updating everything in here. But again, it's all totally free, so just jump in here and check out the training. Now, let me see here. So subdomain. So let's jump into ClickFunnels, and let's go to your account details. So when you set up your account, as you know, you're always going to put in your account details, and somewhere in here is our ClickFunnels subdomain. Now, I think a lot of people, they get in and immediately they start concerning themselves with, oh, I got to go get myself a custom domain. I got to do that. Truth is, you could run everything you have right through your ClickFunnels subdomain. Because in today's world, most everything is a link going to something. Most everything is a link coming from social media, coming from YouTube, coming from an ad, coming from something like that. And so there really is not a definitive need for a custom domain. So if you don't want to set one up, if you're just getting going, just push the custom domain to the side. Don't even think about it. Just use the ClickFunnels subdomain for your first couple weeks, first couple months. Get your funnel set up, figure out who your audience is, figure out your message. All those things are 1,000 times more important than getting the stupid custom domain and your SMTP and that kind of stuff set up. Get the basics done first, then start dealing with some of this technical stuff and dealing with setting up your emails and all that kind of thing. So let me see here. What's next on my list here? 404. So I just wanted to show you this. As we jump into, let's go over here to my domains. You're going to see that I have 1 million domains in my site. Now, most of these in here are because I was testing stuff. That's why I set up all these domains. But what I did On top of that is I just made a page, and I just called this page, well, the funnel is called 404 page or something. Let's see what it's called. Let's expand this out. Yeah, so the funnel is called 404 page. This one I just put there so it would be higher in alphabetically. So 404 page, and then this is the funnel name, and then RM 404 page is the page name itself, the extension, the path on the page. And the reason why I did this, and I set the default page and the 404 page to this 404 error page. And the reason why I do that is so if I have a domain out there and I might be talking about it somewhere and somebody goes, oh, hey, I'm going to go check that out, or somehow or another they accidentally end up on this site, what's going to happen is, let's go here and we will visit it. It's going to take them to a 404 error page, which is nothing but an offer wall. So they're going to come to this page, they're going to see all these offers, and hopefully somebody might click on it. I just built this one day. It seriously took me about 10 minutes to build it. And so I just slap it on things every now and again if I just want somebody to kind of accidentally go there. And I see some people are jumping on here. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm having to look on my phone to see the comments. But one thing I'll say, if you do have some questions, let's hold them till the end. And then also, like I said, at the end, because I'm doing this through Zoom, we should be able to let people jump in and be able to do a walkthrough with them and fix their domain problem live right here at the very end. And like I said, I got probably 30 minutes worth of stuff to go through just to show you how to get this stuff set up. And what I said earlier, for the people who missed it, I have a very strong opinion, and you'll know what it is by the end, of exactly how you should set up your domains, and you really shouldn't do it any other way. So now let's back up out of here, and let me get a drink of water. The problem with doing this stuff live is my computer is slow. So that was a 404 error page. So, but again, I don't use 404 error pages unless I have a funnel that I have nothing else on it. Otherwise, I always set my 404 and my default to the first page in the funnel, and we'll go through all of that in a bit. So now what we got to go to next is let's take a look at buying a domain through ClickFunnels. If you're following along on my cheat sheet over here, we're going to buy a domain through ClickFunnels. Now, I already have one domain through ClickFunnels. I got this one free back February 15th of this year. Now, ClickFunnels does not give away free domains anymore. Apparently, there were some guys who were really gaming the system. And personally, this is just my opinion, I think what they were doing is they were buying the site, and ClickFunnels didn't have them locked down for 60 days. So they would buy the site, they would immediately transfer it out, and they'd be buying free domains that way, or getting free domains that way, which it seemed like not a lot of money for a scam like that, but you know, to each their own. So let's go in here and we're going to add a domain. So now again, this is if you want to buy your domain through ClickFunnels, which I don't recommend, but we're going to go here, we're going to choose a domain. And one of the things I'm going to show you is there are certain trademarked words that you cannot buy a domain for through ClickFunnels, or you cannot even register a domain with ClickFunnels if it has these terms in it. And you can guess what they are. They're all of ClickFunnels trademark terms. So if we go, my expert secrets, and immediately it tells me right here, basically it's right here, is protected trademark is the reason why you can't do that. So let's delete this out of here. And we're going to have a problem here because my 13-pound cat decided to come up here and start playing with me. Okay, so now let's just pick out a domain here. Let's go cutekittens.com, and it shows me which ones are available, which ones are not, and cutekittens.com is not. So let's go cutekittens2.com, and we're going to say, let's grab this here for 20 bucks. And I need to evacuate my kitty cat. Everybody say hi. Hi. And so here we go. Hot diggity dang, it's available. Now, the important part and the reason why I went to this page here is because what they tell you here is that they set this up with Cloudflare premium features. And that's because ClickFunnels is an enterprise partner with Cloudflare. And so they're able to take the functionality of Cloudflare and add it to this domain when you buy it through ClickFunnels. Again, I would not suggest doing it because at the end, what we're going to do is we're going to run everything through Cloudflare. and it's a much better way to go. But if you're wondering what Cloudflare is, we'll go through this a little bit more later. You get website performance optimization, reliable DNS service worldwide. Cloudflare is a CDN. So it's a content delivery network. So basically it takes your content, it protects it from any kind of DDoS, denial of service, kind of an attack by robots or bots and all that kind of stuff. And it also adds to it WhoisGuard. Now, if you're in Namecheap, you get that for free, and GoDaddy, you got to pay for it. But what this does is it protects you so that somebody can't see who owns the domain. So there's all kinds of protections built in by going through Cloudflare. And if you were to buy this through ClickFunnels, you basically get the protections of Cloudflare. But again, I'm not going to go through the purchase here because I don't need a domain about cats. I have millions of them that I don't need as it is. So let's go in here to Campaign Managers Academy. This is the one, again, I bought this through ClickFunnels back in February. And I just want to take a look at a couple things inside of here. As in all of them, you'll have your default page and your 404 page, and we'll talk about setting up those in a minute. You also have your SSL, talk about that in a minute. But you have, in addition to everything else, you have domain billing. And so you can auto renew this or not. You can turn that on and off. And if you click on here, it says something about update billing. I'm not sure what this even does. Okay, so that just takes you into your billing, your subscriptions section. So we won't worry about that. And then we can do domain forwarding. So you can just do it here. It says you can forward www to example.com if you wanted to do this, and you would turn this on. And, you know, there's actually a corner case where this doesn't work. And now that I think about it, I wonder if I could correct that here in the domain forwarding. I bet you I could. But that's going to have to be for another time. I'll show you guys what the corner case is where the URL doesn't work. And that might be a place where we can fix it, because I tried fixing it inside of the zone records and I couldn't get it to change in here. I couldn't get it to fix it. What it is, let me look at my notes here real quick to get it straight. If you type in, so if somebody were, if the way I got this set up, because I set up the domain, where is it right here? Here's a domain right here. I set this up, or the URL right here. I set this up without the www. The www is actually a subdomain, and I didn't want that subdomain, so I just wanted it straight on the root domain itself, so I didn't put in the www. Now here's the problem. If somebody were to come along and type in https www.campaignmanagersacademy.com, it will actually error out. It won't take you to the page. It'll just take you to an error page. It'll take you to, I forget where it takes you to. Let me see here. Do I still have that open in here? Yeah, it shows you this page right here. That's what happens when you go there. Now, like I just said, you might be able to fix that by doing the forwarding here and forwarding the www to the non-www. And in fact, why don't we just try that real quick? HTTPS www. Oops. It's really weird being on this end of the camera because it's like dead silent. So let me, do I get that right? Let's save that. Now, assuming this is going to propagate really fast, which I don't know if it will or not, let's just come in here. So I don't know, that may be a fix to that problem of it not working when you do HTTPS www. But again, like I said, it's a corner case, and in most cases, people are going to be following a link, so it's not a huge issue. But now let's, let me see here. Let's go into, so again, we're in a domain that we bought through ClickFunnels, and let's say we want to put in a subdomain in here. This is as simple as it can be. So we'll come in down to the bottom here. We're going to say we want a Cname, and let's just say we want our subdomain to be Go. And then we're just going to point that at target.clickfunnels.com. And then we're going to click on Save. Now we set up the DNS record to point there, but now what we have to do on top of that is we have to create another new domain, or subdomain to be accurate in this point here. So let's go to Add New Domain. and use an existing domain. And we're going to take out that www, which is a subdomain. We're going to put in our own subdomain. And actually, let me just paste in what I had here before. And my cat is back. All right, I think she's going to be cool. Usually she tries to attack the microphone. So let me see, I've done this step. And here we go. Now, I'll show you again this in a minute, but the best way to always set up the default and the 404 page is to click on this drop down. And I'm just going to grab this first domain. You'd have to go through your list of all your domains and find the one you're looking for. But we're going to just say we want it on the affiliate test. And then we're going to say we want to associate the funnel. And so now we'll scroll down to the bottom and we got it here. It says it's verified, but it's not secured because the lock is not closed up yet. So let's click on that and we will look at it. And what I normally do is I come into the SSL, I click on expand, I add the SSL, and you get a little green thing up here. It says it's going to be 10 to 15 minutes. More accurately, it's like 10 to 15 seconds. That's why I've always say to people is if you go through and you set up your domain and it's not running in 5 minutes, you did something wrong. Delete it and start over. Don't listen to ClickFunnels support when they tell you, oh, you got to wait 72 hours. That's bullshit. I've never had to wait anything more than a couple of minutes. So right here, we have our default page. And so let's just click on this. What this should be is that should be the very first page in this funnel. And in this case, it is. So affiliate test is the very first page in the funnel. And that's what we want because we want anybody who types in your domain name, whether it's a complete URL with the path and all that, or just the domain name, the way we want this set up is that they're always going to go straight away to the first page in the funnel. And let me actually just move my image up here because I keep looking at it. And so then we want the same thing is for the 404 page. Now I showed you a second ago using a 404 page on something you don't have anything on, something where you don't even really have a funnel going at all. Just run it to that 404 page in order to, like, that was the offer wall where you could sell some stuff. In this case here, we want our 404 error page, again, going to the first page in the funnel. So you don't have to set up a separate 404 page. You don't have to set up a redirect. Always just set up the default and the 404 to point to the first page in your funnel. So both of them are done. Both of them we can save. And the reason why these got set up is because in the step before this on the dropdown, we picked the funnel. So as long as you pick the funnel, it will automatically pick the first page in that funnel and populate both of these blanks with this. So you technically don't even have to come in here and ever look at it because it's already set up. Now we don't have any zone records because in our case here, the zone records were set up in the root domain and we created the subdomain and then created a new connection inside of ClickFunnels here. But now we got to come back to the SSL and we got to check now. Now, why they don't automatically turn on the SSL, I don't know. Why they make you have to come back and click on check now, I don't know. They should both be completely automatic, but if you don't do those two steps, again, you're going to sit there forever, scratching your head going, why is my domain not working? And ClickFunnels support will tell you, oh, wait 72 hours. The other thing you'll find is if you don't set your default page, same thing. It will not work right if you do not set that default page. So these are all little things that can trip you up along the way, whether you're running it through ClickFunnels or Cloudflare or GoDaddy or whoever. You got to make sure you do all these steps. And so as we go through it, we're going to basically go through them a whole bunch of times. And if you come down here, of course, you can delete this if you would like, and we are not going to do that. Now, what I said about the CF domains, why I don't like them, and I made myself a note here about the other trademark domains, and let me just show you that real quick. If we go in, instead of buying the funnel through ClickFunnels, we're going to take one that we have in GoDaddy or something like that and bring it into here. You're going to run into the same thing I showed you before with the trademark issue. So I'll just type in that domain, and it's going to give me an error message, which is going to say domain is unacceptable. And again, the reason is because I use trademark terms from ClickFunnels, and they won't let you use any domain, even if you bought it from an outside provider, with their trademarked terms in it. So just be aware of that if you're out spending a bunch of money thinking I'm going to get, my traffic secrets and the greatest traffic secrets in the world and all that stuff. Don't waste your money, because you can't run it through ClickFunnels anyway. So let me see here. Did I get everything here? Yes, we got all the subdomain and everything. So here's my thing, and let me grab another drink of water here. A couple of reasons why I would not use the ClickFunnels domains anymore. First off, they're $20 a year. I'm pretty sure you can get just about any domain anywhere somewhere cheaper than $20 a year. You no longer get a free one like I did here, where we had this one right here. I got that one for free. And to be honest with you, if I didn't have to do the training on this originally, I would never even have gotten that for free. I would have just bought it through GoDaddy. Hard to transfer. There used to be, when you came in here, let's just pop into one of these sites here, used to be some tabs up at the top. One thing they used to have is you used to have a tab up here where you click on it and you could go to the live site. That doesn't exist anymore. I don't know why they would take that away. But there used to be 3 tabs over here. One of them would be that it would tell you which funnels this domain was associated with. That was one of the tabs. I forget what the second tab was, but the third one was to transfer your domain. So there's not even an option anywhere in here to transfer the domain. So I suspect you have to go to ClickFunnels support, you know how much fun that is, and transfer the domain that way if you decided to take this domain and move it over to GoDaddy or somewhere else. So that makes it difficult. You can't delete these domains. There's no, on the ones you buy through ClickFunnels, there's no remove domain. So it's in your account until I guess it expires. And my cat is coming back on. And let me see here. Also, you can't set up email through it. For me, I buy everything at GoDaddy and I run all my email through GoDaddy. I pay, I think I got a couple accounts in there. I think I pay it every 2 years, and I think I paid $240 for 2 years worth. So I'm basically paying $10, and I must have 10 different domains inside of GoDaddy, or 10 different emails associated with different domains inside of GoDaddy. And so for $10 a month, buy yourself domain or email hosting through somebody like GoDaddy. I don't know who else does it. I don't know if Namecheap has emails or anything like that, but I see people using Gmail, and then they got to have G Suite, or they have to have Zoho, because you can't have email on a ClickFunnels domain. So you got to use all these different crazy machinations in order to get an email. Whereas all I do is I buy my domain at GoDaddy, and I set up an email in there, and I'm done in 5 minutes instead of all this other stuff. So again, another reason I don't support doing that. And then also, because they got rid of Actionetics MD, I had shot a video, I'd mentioned it earlier, that the, what was I going to say? I shot a video where you could buy a domain through ClickFunnels, set it up with Actionetics MD, not have to have SMTP, and do the entire thing with 9 clicks and basically typing in your name and the name of the domain. That was it. You can't do that anymore because Actionetics doesn't exist anymore. And I mean, unless you're grandfathered in like I am, but anybody who gets a new account, they can't do any of this. So there's no reason for me to even teach it anymore. So and just one more reason why I would not buy a domain through ClickFunnels anymore. So now let's move on with that. I beat that horse to death already. And we're going to go look at what we got to do for a domain inside of GoDaddy. So we're going to go into our domain manager inside of GoDaddy. And let me see here, which one did I? Okay, so I got the one here. So what I want to show you first off is just basically halfway through the process here. Then we'll come back out and I'll show you the entire process. But what you do is once you set up your www, then you got to set up your target.clickfunnels.com. And then you have to come down here and you have to set up this, this forwarding, but I'm going to delete that out of there. And yeah, And then what we're going to do is we're going to go take a look at what happens here. So if all you did inside of GoDaddy was to set up and point your www at target.clickfunnels.com, which is what ClickFunnels tells you to do. Let me show you what happens. Well, actually, this is what happens. This is where you end up. If somebody were to type in just your domain name, this is what they're going to see. Now, this is for GoDaddy. If you're with a different domain provider, you're going to see something different. But this is with GoDaddy. That's what you're going to see if you don't set this thing up right. So let me bounce out of here and let me go find a different domain that I wanted to set this up on. And that was, okay, realtraffichacks.com. Let me find that one. And I've got so many domains that I've never used. You know, you get that crazy thought in your head that's like, oh, hey, that's going to be a great domain. I got to have that one. And I was talking to Ben Muth the other day, and I said, dude, I wish I had back all the money I gave to GoDaddy over the years. Let me see here. Let's go right there. Get some ketones. All right, hope everybody's hanging in there. I really can't see much on my phone here. I see a couple people are watching. And so let me see. What we need to do is scroll down to manage our DNS. And again, well, shoot, I already had this one set up. Let me show you what it should look like when you come into it. I was playing around with this so much last night. So normally when you come into it, this is what you're going to see. You're just going to see www pointing at your value of @ and @ means the root domain. So this basically is www pointing at realtraffichacks.com. So what we want to do is we want to change this out. Now, again, this is in order to take a domain from somebody like GoDaddy and point it to ClickFunnels so you can use it inside of ClickFunnels. So all we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to just put in the target.clickfunnels.com. We're going to save that. And then here was the thing that I just took out before and I showed you is that you have to make sure you do your forwarding. But again, by doing this forwarding, we have a problem because again, it is, if we then put in, I forget, let me see here. Oh, so somebody types in https:// it crashes. You get the same result as if, as we saw earlier with the one up here where you typed in the triple-dub. Down here, if you don't type in the triple-dub, you get the same problem. So let me show you what to do here in order to set this up the best that you can. Is we wanted to go to www. Okay, so forward to https forward to www.yourdomainname.com or .whatever you have. You want to have a 301 permanent redirect. You want forwarding on the settings. You basically just leave what was set there. And then we're going to click on save. So now up here in GoDaddy, it gives you this purple bar for like 15, 30 seconds, and then it will basically make it start to work. But again, like I said, a problem with this, and here's again, we'll come down to our problems, is at least with GoDaddy, you are stuck with that www subdomain because with GoDaddy, they do not allow for domain flattening. And so maybe if you're Namecheap or somebody else, you might be able to get rid of that www, but again, you still have problems. And one of the problems is, well, first off, if you're in Namecheap or something, you don't have Cloudflare, you don't have the CDN, you don't have a lot of the protections you get from Cloudflare, but also you have this problem right here, whereas if you don't put in the www, it's not going to work. So let's just take a look real quick here. So we got https:// real secrets. That was it, right? And there you go. So that's the problem. With Cloudflare, once you get it set up properly, no matter what somebody types in, they're going to end up on that default page inside of your funnel. And in this case here, they don't. So we get this horrible error here. And I just realized as my phone is moving that it's actually delayed in time. which I should have known that. So, okay, so that's where we got that there. So we've got all of this done here. Buying a domain through ClickFunnels, which we don't want to do. And if you buy a domain through your registrar, we don't want to do that either. Oh, wait, I forgot to do one thing, which is I have to now show how to set this up inside of ClickFunnels. So let's just go here to ClickFunnels. So again, what we did here is we did www pointing at target.clickfunnels.com. And down here, we did our domain forwarding to www.realtraffichacks.com. And so now we're going to go back into ClickFunnels and we're going to add a new domain. And we're going to use an existing domain. And we're going to take out, no, actually in this case here, because I'm on GoDaddy and we have to use the www. So in this case here, we're just going to put it in like this. We're going to add that domain. And I've done this step. And again, we'll just click here. We'll pick, let's just pick supplement funnel this time. I don't know why that wasn't showing last time. Maybe it was. And come down to the bottom and it shows verified, but it is not secure. So we'll check on that. Go in, expand, add the SSL. While that's propagating, we'll just come up here. We will check on our default and our 404, make sure that they're set up properly. And we'll just click on this. And I would guess that the squeeze page is the first page in the funnel. Let's just scroll up here to see if it changes. Yeah, it changes to a different funnel right there. So we know that that's good. And the same thing with our 404. And we can click on save on those. And then we come down to our SSL and we will click on check now. And it should load it up perfectly. So there you go. Now, if inside of GoDaddy, let's say you want to use a subdomain. Very simple. Come in. We're going to click on Cname. We clicked on add. Now we clicked on Cname. And let's say we want to go. And we're going to point that again at target.clickfunnels.com. And we're going to click on save. There's no changing of the forwarding or anything else like that. So then again, we would come back into ClickFunnels. We will click on domain once again. We will add a new domain. And use an existing domain. And the only thing we're going to do different here is we're going to type in go dot, and then I'm going to paste in that domain name, and we're going to click on add domain. That's the only difference. We took out the www subdomain, and we put in go as a subdomain instead. And then we go through exactly the same process as we did before. We pick a funnel to associate it with, and then we go in and we do the SSL and make sure our default and 404 pages are both set to the first page in the funnel. You've seen that enough times. I won't go through it on this example. So now the next thing we're going to look at is my favorite, and I think the only way that somebody should do their domains, set up their domains, and that is through Cloudflare. So let's go here. This is the landing page for Cloudflare. And so it gives you a little idea of what they do. So they have firewall protection, DDoS, dedicated denial of service protection. So if somebody's sending a whole bunch of bots at your site trying to crash it, they'll protect against that. Same thing with rate limiting, bot management, VPN. Like I said, there are CDNs. So what they do is they take your content and they basically mirror it all over different places so that somebody will go to whatever the closest place is to find that content instead of someone having to go to the other side of the world in order to find that content. And so you can come in here, you can read a whole bunch about what it does, but then we're going to go into here and let me do this and this. Okay, so let me see here. Realfunnelhacks.com. That's what I wanted to do on this one here. So we'll just copy this out. So we're going to say add a site. And we're going to say we want realfunnelhacks.com. We want the free site. And we're going to confirm the plan. Now, no, I was going to say that, okay, so we're okay right now. I was going to say I did something wrong, but I didn't do anything wrong. This is okay right now, but we got a few funky things here. So what we need to do is we need to go back now into, here it is, GoDaddy, and we need to go to domains. Okay, scroll down. Where is it? Real fun. Okay, there we go. And we scroll down to manage our DNS. Because what we have to do here now is we have to change the name servers so that they point to Cloudflare. That's what we're doing here right now. And you can see here, you have all this information. So this is all here. And where did we go here? We'll go back into Cloudflare. It pulled in some of the information. It doesn't always pull in all of it. It normally, it'll just pull in some of it. Even if you're running an email through here, it'll still only pull through some, but the email will still continue to work fine anyway. So let's go back into, where is it here? GoDaddy. And so the name servers right now are set to GoDaddy default name servers, and we want to change those out. Okay, what is this thing doing? Connect my domain to a website. Huh. That's crazy. That's changed since last night. Okay, well, they made an update today. That was different than it was last night. Okay, so what we need to do here is, before we go any further, before we are given the name servers to put into GoDaddy, we have to change the DNS records here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to delete out both of these A records. And then on this C record here, Cname record, we want to change this, and we want to have it be, so it's www pointing at the domain name, which is realfunnelhacks.com. And oops, didn't like that. Oh, I see. I was looking at the screen. Okay. All right, that's good. Now let's make a new CName. And here we're just going to type in the @ symbol, which again, that means the root domain. So realfunnelhacks.com. We're going to click on target.clickfunnels.com, and we're going to put in add a record. And so now what you're going to see is here you have the orange cloud, because it's DNS and HTTP proxy on this, but up here you're not going to. And the reason why you get this right here is that, as I said earlier, ClickFunnels is a enterprise partner with Cloudflare. And so because of it, you don't have to have some of the, I forget, what am I thinking here? Some of the proxy type stuff or something. I don't know, the CDN, I guess. I'm not 100% expert on this part of it. Just I know how to get it set up. All right, so let's click on continue. And now it says here, take those name servers that you had over in GoDaddy and replace them with these new name servers right here. And it's funny, when you go into Cloudflare, it may not look anything like what I have on my screen. I swear to every time I work with a client and we go into a Cloudflare thing, it's different all the time. And I don't know why that is, except for apparently they must have a lot of different versions of their software. So we'll come in here, we will grab these name servers out, and we will paste them in, and we will click on save. And so now what it's going to do is it's going to take us back to the overview page, and it's going to say that it's working on getting things set up. Oh, I'm sorry. When we click on here, that's what it's going to tell us. Here in GoDaddy, what it does is it gives us this purple message up here. And this purple message goes away in about 30 seconds. And then at that point, it will show us just these name servers. Now I'm seeing a problem here is we got 4 name servers here. What is going on here? I told you that wasn't the same as last night. Let's see what's going on here. Of course, they change it right when I decide to go live and talk about this stuff. Okay, now it's set up right. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. And so now here on the overview page, you can come down here and you can click check now. I found that button never works. So don't bother ever clicking it. It ain't going to work. Now, if you ever want to delete anything out of Cloudflare, come way down here to the bottom on the right-hand side and remove the site from Cloudflare. That's a little hard to find sometimes. So now what we want to do is we want to go into our page rules. And we're going to click on create a page rule. And what we're going to say is asterisk www.realfunnelhacks/asterisk real funnel hack. And if you ever forget what your site is, do what I just did and just look right up here. It'll always tell you what domain you're working on right there. And so then what we want to do is we want to forward this. So forwarding URL, we want it to be a 301 permanent, and we want to make it be https://realfunnelhacks.com/$2. Now, what all this means is really simple, and this was a trick I picked up from Jamie Smith a couple of weeks back, is that you have the asterisk in the front and you have the asterisk in the back. Well, this $2 says take whatever the second asterisk was and populate that down here. So somebody types in HTTP or HTTPS, doesn't matter, because that's what the first asterisk is for, is to say no matter what somebody types in here, don't worry about that. Take the www. So if somebody basically types in www.funnelhacks.com/something, it will automatically forward them to this/something. So whatever the second asterisk was that's on the end here, that path name there, that will get appended to the end by putting in that $2. So we will save and deploy. Now, by doing this, besides running it through Cloudflare and doing this page rule at the end, this is what makes sure that we don't have the problems that we had over here where it didn't work if the triple W was missing, or it didn't work if the triple W was there. This takes care of those kind of problems. And so now we go back to our overview. And again, don't click check now, just click on refresh. And there we go. Great news. Cloudflare is now protecting your site. So now we get to go back into ClickFunnels at this point and go through the same process that we've done before. Use an existing domain. But in this case here, we get to get rid of that nasty old triple W subdomain. realfunnelhacks.com. Let me just make sure 100% that was the one I wanted to use. Yes. Okay, we'll add the domain. And we've already done all this over in Cloudflare. Now, we didn't do it exactly what it says here, but we don't want to because we're using Cloudflare. So again, we're going to come in. We're just going to grab any old funnel for right now to associate it with it. And because we did that, because we picked the funnel that we want to associate this domain with, which is another reason why you really shouldn't be running. I mean, you can do it. You can run more than one funnel on the same domain. But remember, there's only one default page. So if somebody types in realfunnelhacks.com, they're going to go to that default page, even though you may have wanted them to go to a different funnel. So just be aware that whatever's on that default page is where somebody's going to end up if they ever type in just the domain name. So we're going to come in here. We're going to expand on this. We're going to click on add the SSL. And I'm going to see here how quickly we can get this to say that it's done. We're going to expand again. We're going to check now. And let's see what kind of message. Oops, didn't get it done yet. Let's see here. Check it again. No, it's taking longer than I thought. Let's see here. Because normally I come up and I usually expand the default and look at that, and there we go. So what was that? 30 seconds. So again, like I said earlier, if your domain is not set up and working and running within 5 minutes, it's not going to ever work. So let me see here. Okay, so then we can also come into Cloudflare, and we'll go back to our DNS. And the same thing as we've done twice before already, we can put in a subdomain. Couldn't be any simpler. We go to add a record, Cname. We put in we want our subdomain to be, which again is go, not G0, go. And we go target.clickfunnels.com. Funnels.com, and we click on save. And again, we get the same message over here, and we do not have a cloud over here, which we do not want. And this page, again, this page looks different than it did just 10 minutes ago. So I don't know what's going on. This is just crazy. Okay, so we did that. So then how do we get that into ClickFunnels? Again, pretty simple. We've done this 100 times. I'll just go through the first bit of it real quick. We just add our new domain. Use an existing domain. Come in here, take that out, realfunnelhacks.com, add the domain. Done this step. Woohoo, everyone's happy. Pick a funnel, associate the funnel, come down, turn on the SSL. And wait 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Check it again. Oh. There we go. And now, last and final thing is, if you want to take, so again, what I've been harping all along here is buy your domains through somebody like GoDaddy, where you can have email as well, all at the same place. Like I said, I don't know if Namecheap does that or not. I don't know about any of the other stuff. I've been using GoDaddy for 15 years, and it has never once had a problem with anything in GoDaddy or GoDaddy's email. It has absolutely been perfect. Do not use their hosting. Do not do your WordPress stuff through them. They are horrible at that. They are great at domains, and they are great at email. That's the only two things I can vouch for them for. So in this case here, so let's just go back in here, and because I have limited ones with email on it, and so and I have them for the most part transferred already over to Cloudflare, and I don't really feel like pulling them back and sticking them back in again. So what I'm going to show you is my main email. And again, I would strongly suggest you get an email through GoDaddy, and that's like your main email. And then you go out and you get mydomain.com, and then you set up an email like support@mydomain.com as an email. And then you set up a catch-all account with that as well. And then it's just makes things easier. Just have one email for all your regular stuff. And yeah, I guess you could even keep that at Gmail, but God, I don't know why people use Gmail. But just what I'm really trying to say here is simplify your life. I think that's the problem, is people they complicate this stuff so much. So this is what it looks like once you put email into a GoDaddy site. You get all these bajillions of records here. So the very first thing I would say you want to do is, before you transfer this over to GoDaddy, before you transfer this email over to Cloudflare, do one thing, and that is make a screenshot of this page. Just in case something goes wrong, you want to make sure you know exactly what this all says, and including coming down here. And can I click on this and open it? Okay, maybe not. Let me see this one here. Well, so you see here, it's a big, long value. Copy that out again into a notepad or something like that, just to make sure you know that and it doesn't go away anywhere, just in case something bad were to happen, because you don't want to have to try to call GoDaddy and have them fix this or anything. So we're going to go through the same process as we did before, and we're going to come in here. We're going to tell it we want a new site. That's not what I wanted. So we would come in, tell it to give us a new site, have it pull up the DNS records and all that kind of stuff. But again, I'm not going to show you how to do that, but I will show you what one looks like that has email on it. And so here we got my Sea of Ninja Hacks. I have email on Sea of Ninja Hacks, and I have it running through Cloudflare, and eventually it will load up here. So you're going to see there aren't as many records as there were over on GoDaddy. So there's a lot more records over here because it only pulls in the ones that it needs. And then also in here, because I have, I'm using this also for SendGrid. So I also have a bunch of SendGrid records I got put in here. So there should be 6 of them, I think. So here's SendGrid, these 2 as well, and this one. And there should be one more, I think. So either way, there's like 5 or 6 records in here that are SendGrid related records. But then you come in and you do your www pointing at your root domain. And then you have your root domain pointing at target.clickfunnels.com. And then if you wanted to, you can still go ahead and put in a subdomain as well and have that point to a totally different site. So that is really it. If anybody has any questions, let me know. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through really quick and show how to set up a domain, the whole thing without stopping, front to end, just to show you how quickly it can be done. So like I said, if you got any questions, just pop them in right now. But otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off here in Cloudflare. And what time is it? It's 2:57. Let's just see how quickly this takes me to get this done. I will put in this domain. We will add the site. While it's doing that, I will go into GoDaddy and I will find that domain. What was it here? realmlmhacks.com. Okay. realmlmhacks.com. And while that's pulling up, we will go back into GoDaddy, and I'm sorry, we're back in Cloudflare. We will X out this A record. And here we have W pointing at realmlmhacks.com, which is what we want, but we can kill this Cname record because that's not accurate. So we will put in this, we will put in at, and we will put in target.clickfunnels.com. Now, I'm going to do something that I'm not going to suggest that you do, but I know that it's okay to do it because all you need is these 2 records. That's all you need in here in order to get this thing to work. So why did it pull up these 2 NS records? I don't know. I'm going to just delete them out. There's no reason for them to be there. So we'll delete that out. We'll click on continue. And so now we got our name servers right here, and we can grab a hold of the first one, and we can go into go back into GoDaddy, come down to manage our DNS. And it doesn't help that my computer's running really slow. So I may be over 5 minutes. Okay, we're going to change our name servers. This is crazy how they changed that. Okay, we got that one. And we will grab this one. Paste that in, save it. Okay, it's saving. I got that purple bar at the top. Let's go here. Done. Check our name servers. And again, no reason to click the check now. It doesn't work. So let's just go to our page rules. And we're going to create a page rule. And we got our asterisk www dot. That's not what I wanted there. What was I using? Real MLM hacks. Okay. Oops. Almost forgot my second asterisk. And we got forwarding URL 301 https:// realmlmhacks.com/$2. And all I had to do, like I told you guys before, is just look up here and it'll tell you which domain you are working on. Inside of GoDaddy, that purple bar went away. Like I said, it usually does. After a little bit, let's refresh the page. Just make sure that those name servers are in there properly. Oh no, I'm up to 3-4 minutes already. Uh-oh. Okay, they populated in there just fine. And our page rules in here fine. Let's go back to overview and let us refresh that page. And it should tell us that everything is just fine. Now, normally I don't even wait around to see if it's fine, but I wanted to just see that for sure. And so now we click for the last time on domains. And we're going to add a new domain and use an existing domain. And we're going to wipe this out. realmlmhacks.com, add the domain. And like I said, if anybody's got any questions, just in and I'll look at my phone here in a minute to be able to check them out. I might be able to check it out on up here. So we will just pick, we'll go there. We'll pick that domain. We will associate the funnel. We'll scroll down to the bottom. We'll click on it and expand and add the SSL. And while that's working, let's just go in and check our default pages, make sure that they populated right. Just to take some time more than anything else, because as we've proven now, it takes about 30 seconds for that SSL to come through. And so this appears to be the first page in that funnel. In fact, it's the only page in that funnel. So that is set right. We can click on save if we want. And I would guess the 404 populated properly as well, and it did. And we will go into our SSL and we will click on check now, and it will give us a green message telling us that we're fabulous. So that is it. So I've just done how many domains in the last hour, and talked a whole bunch along the way. So let me see. Is there anything else here? So like I say down here, my suggestion is buy your domains through GoDaddy or some other domain provider that you can also bundle with your email. So you don't have to use G Suite, you don't have to use Zoho, you don't have to use Gmail, you don't have to use anything else. Just put them all together in one place, and don't attach your main email to any one of these sites. So again, like I said, I got danhavey.com. I use that for all my personal emails. I also have havey.us that we use for personal emails. And then for ClickFunnels, I mean, for like CF Ninja Hacks. So I got a domain and I got an email set up inside of GoDaddy for CF Ninja Hacks. And so it's like support@cfninjahacks.com. And then always use Cloudflare. I was using Cloudflare. Excuse me, I need some more water here. I was using Cloudflare for probably 10 years before I ever started using ClickFunnels. So it's not for me a function of, oh, well, originally ClickFunnels said use Cloudflare. No, it's because it works. When I used to be running WordPress sites, I had I would buy the domains at GoDaddy. I would run them through Media Temple, which was my hosting for the WordPress sites, and I would run everything through Cloudflare. And now one thing I didn't show you inside of Cloudflare, and you're going to have to do some research on this yourself, is even with the free account, and I don't know if I told you this, This is free. Everything I'm doing here is 100% free inside of Cloudflare. So you can set up as many sites as you want. In fact, let's go back here. I must have at least 20 or 30 sites. Yeah, 26 sites I have set up in here, and I've never given these guys a dime. Okay, so you don't have to do that. So, so what I started to say here is there's all kinds of other functionality in here. You can come in here with these apps, and there's, I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Explore apps, but we can just scroll down, and there's just all these different apps that you can put in here and do all kinds of different functions right inside of Cloudflare for your site. Autosave, I don't know what that is, mail channels, Detectify. I mean, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but I know there's integrations with like Google Analytics and all kinds of stuff like that built right in here. You flip on the app, you put in a little bit of information, and away you go. So there's one more of about 1,000 reasons to run this stuff through Cloudflare. And again, if you bought the domain through ClickFunnels, they're going to run it through Cloudflare anyway. So, you know, take it from the guys who might know something about this and just follow what they're doing and just run everything through Cloudflare. So let me see here. I got a question coming in from BJ. So I need both Cloudflare and GoDaddy. You don't need GoDaddy. You need somewhere that you bought your domain from. Okay. GoDaddy for me is just the place where I buy my domain. So they're my domain provider. Okay. You can do that at Namecheap. You can buy your domain at Namecheap. You can buy it at Bluehost. I mean, there's 1,000 different places out there that you can buy a domain. That doesn't matter. You can buy your domain anywhere you want, but then run it through the free Cloudflare account like I showed here. But again, unless, again, for me, I want my email and my domain both at the same place. So that's why I do it the way I do it. And again, it's just out of self-preservation. Just do things as simple and uncomplicated as you possibly can. And the way I just showed to do this is actually the simplest, most uncomplicated, and the most bulletproof way of ensuring that your sites will always work. And that's really all I got. So at this point here, I don't see any other questions. We still got a couple people on the line. I appreciate everybody who did jump in and watch this today. If by chance somebody does want to get on here live with me right now, I never even did pay attention to how long it took to set up that site. I don't think it was more than about 5 minutes. But yeah, if somebody wants to jump on here live with me right now, let me know. I'll give you the Zoom link, and you can just jump on and we can just fix your domain right now, right here live. But I don't really see, there's a couple people left on, but I'll give you all about 30 seconds to let me know. And if not, we will bounce out of here. And if you don't want to do it live, I understand. If you don't want people seeing your stuff, I get that. So if you want me to walk through with you later today, tomorrow, Monday, on exactly how to get your domain set up, just PM me on Facebook, and I'll jump on with you and we'll go through it real quick, and we'll see if you can get it set up in 5 minutes, just like I did. So unless I see anything else coming in here, I think we will call it a day. Hopefully you guys learned something today. Hopefully I didn't yammer on about nothing for too long. And so with that, I will try to figure out how to turn all this stuff off. So y'all have a great day and have the rest of your Saturday, I hope, is fantastic.